I was a high school athlete and never had to worry about it. And then got to college and eating whatever I want, started gaining weight. Exercise always worked. It was yo-yo up and down, 20s and 30s. After I got out of college, I would run. So I did a lot of races. So that would slim me down. But I always realized that at some point exercise works and then it just quits working. So in my 20s, I ran. In my 30s, my early 30s, I did boot camps and classes like spinning. And then my mid 30s, I found CrossFit. And early 2000s, it was all about cutting calories. Weight Watchers, I tried a little bit. I had a baby at 40 and I gained quite a bit of weight at that. And so for the last 5 years, I've kind of held on to that weight. And I did intermittent fasting and that helped me lose weight. But then that stopped working and I joined Noom, but I'm just not a fan of counting calories and logging all of that into apps. Last year, I just got to a point where I had gained 20 pounds back. And I thought that it was really because now I'm over 40 and now my metabolism is just stuck. I had a baby again at 40 and, this is just how it's going to be. I was a size 6 when I got married and I probably was never going to see that size again. I had heard your podcast with Annie Grace and your Slender for Good program. And I thought, that sounds very interesting. And I heard that last year and I signed up a couple of times for calls, but I would just cancel it because I thought, I am smart. I know how to do this. I have lost weight before. I could do it again. I read a lot of books on like the obesity code, things like that. And I just figured I should be able to figure this out. And then I went to my trip in Mexico. I've gone to a yoga trip in Mexico the last 3 Januaries and heavier than I had been for the last 3 years. And I thought, I really have to do something. This is just not working for me. And yes, I might be smart, but I just obviously don't have all the answers. Mm-hmm. So I signed up for your program, had our call. Still, I thought maybe this still sounds too good to be true, but I will give it a shot. Knew the value of not eating processed food. And I don't think that anyone could argue that eating whole foods is bad for you. I was also kind of at a point in my life where having a 5-year-old, working full time, and having hobbies and stuff, I didn't want to do a lot of recipes or a lot of cooking at night. So I had kind of gotten away from food prep a little, but it just kind of felt comfortable to get back into that and just cook up a bunch of vegetables and some proteins. And yeah, it's just such an easy program to follow. Even my online gym has a nutrition program, which I bought. It's very focused on eating your carb, your protein, and veggies. Just very complicated. Really appreciated how easy this program was. I was just kind of walking along a cliff and I was so close and I just needed to step off and, take the plunge and just do it.
And what are the results that you've gotten from eating this way?
So my results are very good. I have lost almost 50 pounds since starting, wearing kind of size 12, size 14, and now I'm down to size 6. I even had to buy a pair of pants in a size 4, which would be a first for me ever. Because even 10 years ago on CrossFit, I was a pretty consistent size 6. So yeah, it's been amazing and great. And I have more energy at night. I obviously having a 5-year-old son, he wants to play all the time. So being able to play with him and continue to play with him as he grows, as I'm kind of on the older side for parenthood, has been just amazing. I recently just did a pull-up for the first time in like 7 years. And there's just, even my husband, he's like, it probably is easier for you to move. So all of the dynamic movements that we do in our workouts, body weight, things like push-ups and box jumps have just been so much easier and recovery is good. My workouts have not changed at all. And in fact, in the beginning of this program, I even tried to back it off a little bit because I wasn't sure whether I would be super hungry or anything like that, but I didn't have to worry about that at all. So
So people, as they're talking to me and thinking about, should I go forward with this or not? What would you tell those people about jumping on the call instead of putting it off and putting it off?
I would say 100% give it a try. I put it off, and although I didn't put it off very long, maybe like 6 months, I would have gone on my Mexico trip maybe and felt happier with myself. And
Yeah.
so I would 100% give it a go. The food is great. You feel great. What do you have to lose? I found it very easy. I usually buy pounds of vegetables, broccoli and Brussels sprouts, and cook them all up, either roast them or grill them. And then it's easy to just stick them in the fridge for the week, mix and match. They're super easy. I mean, easier. And I've followed a lot of plans, even CrossFit. They promote paleo or kind of zone eating. Just super easy, way easier than anything I've ever followed.
Oh, that's so good. What I'm always saying is this is Slender for good, so we never have to diet again. What's your sense of confidence about the reality of being able to sustain this weight loss and sustain this way of eating?
I just think it's very easy to sustain, especially it was very habit forming. So once you're doing it every day, it's been over 4 months for me. So it's just, I don't even have to think about it.
Yeah.
That's what I like about it. I don't want to have food always on my mind. What am I going to do? Am I going to have this dessert? Am I going to have this? Like, no, this is what I eat. I have these vegetables. I have this protein. I have this fruit. Of course, I vary it up a little bit. I don't eat the exact same thing every day, but you look forward to those little changes where maybe during the week at work, I have oatmeal, stuff that's just easy to reheat at work. And then on the weekends, mix it up with some toast and an egg. And it's nice to be able to mix and match.
Do you miss the non-nutritious stuff that we tend to step away from that probably were making the difference for your weight before?
Yeah, I did bring a lot of pasta back last year, which probably contributed to my weight gain more than I thought because I was doing Noom and I was following the calories. So I thought I shouldn't be gaining this weight, but I am human. So I do miss things sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But for the most part, I've tried to navigate by planning ahead. When I went to Easter lunch with my family, I brought a veggie tray and weighed out that and had my fruit and pick restaurants when I go out to eat and you pick really good stuff like a grilled salmon and veggies. It's when we were on vacation in the Grand Canyon, I would have a steak dinner with veggies every night, and I consider steak a treat.
Right. Yeah. No, that sounds exactly like what I did. Yeah, I can still get things that I look forward to and that feel a little bit exciting. There is a slight difference between the level of excitement of non-nutritious stuff and the excitement of nutritious stuff.
Yes.
But most of the time, I don't miss that excess excitement.
Right.
It doesn't feel like deprivation to eat this way.
No, and it's more than enough food. I am full after lunch, especially, and I mean, I'm just satisfied after every meal.